right, I think we're all set. Let's go and open it up.
Okay, so it seemed as if this game turned in that fourth quarter. That just what happened?
Yeah, this is one of those games where it's hard to pinpoint. I feel like once we watch film, I could probably have a better answer for you, because it happened kind of fast. They seemed to turn us over. Like, what I'm remembering is they turned us over and got some easy buckets, and then it felt like the basket just got bigger and bigger, because then all of a sudden threes started dropping that hadn't dropped for them early in the game, and they just were able to kind of come back from, I think we're up 10 at one point in that second half, right?
You were
Something like that.
yeah, I think you guys were up 13.
13,
Yeah.
and better. Getting better in years. So yeah, so it felt like once they kind of got things going in their direction, we couldn't really find ways to overcome it.
And then just for like you two guys, did you feel like you had like some fresh legs maybe because you guys did early on when you guys went up, I want to say 61-48, like it was barely you two guys just kind of going.
I know, like, was it? I don't know.
I don't know. I think just, yeah, I don't know if it was fresh legs. I think obviously being locked away, I guess, for a week, you kind of just want to come out and be back to the team. So it's probably more excitement to just get out on the court and play again, and just be together as a full team.
So just this was the first game you guys had, everyone.
Yeah.
How do you think the team did overall? I mean, obviously not the outcome you wanted, but how do you think you guys did?
I think very similar to previous games, we have spots where we look great and spots where we don't. So, you know, having our full roster is very encouraging because we can finally start to build. You know, and I'm sure for all of us, we can start to get a little more comfortable out there. I'm sure for the coaching staff, they can start to plan ahead a little bit better. You know, they know, I mean, knock on wood, and I don't even want to, COVID's just been such a bee. I don't even know. Hopefully it doesn't impact anybody else. But they can plan now that they know, you know, who's going to be in the game. And that's kind of how I'm approaching this. This loss does sting, given that it's at home, given that we had control of the game early on. But I am encouraged by the fact that we can finally start to build with our full roster.
And then as a Connecticut's front court is pretty incredible with Brianna Jones, John Paul Jones, even Duana Bonner. Just talk about the difficulty, their physicality, and the difficulty of matching up against them.
Yeah, I think they are obviously a physical team. It's tough, especially I think when they put in a bigger lineup. I think we just have to, you know, obviously work out matchups and kind of adjust to that. But yeah, like I said, they're a great team. They're a strong team. But I think just going forward, we obviously play them again. So just working out how to match up better. I think that's that.
Going back to the fresh legs, I'll ask the opposite question. Does it take a moment, you know, you need a game underneath your breath? It's been a week.
Yeah.
Does that affect it somewhat?
I mean, how do you answer this question? I think COVID affects everybody differently. We even, just the two of us, probably got COVID on the same day. I think we're kind of on the same timeline, but we've had different symptoms. We've experienced different things. You know, so it's hard to really put it in words. Like, do I feel great? No, I just had COVID. Like, I have a little bit of a headache. I think that's similar for Ezzy. It's like, but were we able to play? Yeah, it didn't cause anything, if that makes sense. It's just something that I hope that whole COVID brain thing moves on past.
With a full roster, everyone healthy now, what is important for you guys to focus on in these next couple of games? Having the complete roster kind of intact now.
I think just getting back to you know, storm basketball, just flowing as a team. Obviously, I think Molly has said our defense has you know, helped us in a lot of games, so just kind of sustaining that as well. But just getting used to playing with each other again, playing with different rotations, and just having each other's backs. I think we are a team that, you know, loves playing with each other, gets along on and off the court. So just to have each other, you know, finally together is a great thing. And yeah, I think it's going to work in our favor.
You know, so you played against, you know, this unit for, you know, Connecticut. They've had it for a while, but you know, they had AT playing some minutes at, you know, the one tonight in those lineups where, you know, you had John Paul Jones and Brianna Jones and Duana, and just all that height on the floor. From your perspective, how did that kind of change things for them, just having her at the one and having all that height out there?
Yeah, obviously with a big lineup. I mean, this is a team that, you know, they missed Jasmine Thomas for sure. So obviously I wish her the best. I'm sure, you know, she's either had surgery or having surgery. Of course, they're going to have to find ways to replace the point guard, which might I say is not easy. But AT is very capable of that. And obviously that does give them a different look with this big lineup. And this was a team, even before Jasmine got hurt, that was very high in terms of rebounding. So it's a team that we knew coming in, offensive rebounding was going to be something. When you add the size, it makes them hard to guard down low. You know, I personally don't think it's like insurmountable. I think we made some mistakes that they capitalized. If you notice in the second half, we played a lot of zone. That's not normally what we play. So I think at times we got a little lost in it. But these are things that we're going to have to work on. You know, and again, I'm very encouraged by the fact that we do have our full roster. We're going to be able to work things out. We're going to get better. It's a given.
Hey, just add 5 and 5 after 10 games. Is it time though to, I mean, just your thought, no, not panic, but
No, it's not time to panic.
No.
I'm not joking. Like, you know, I don't know that, and I've had my fair share of experiences in this league with losing players, injuries, this, that. The way that COVID has pulled people in and out, we find out on game day. These are like real reasons, they're not excuses. And so when you have real reasons that happen that were out of your control, yeah. Would I prefer to be 10-0? Of course. And are there moments in games where, like I said, we make mistakes and that's on us? Yes. And we have to get better in those moments. But I feel like given the push and pull of the first 10 games, again, the word I continue to come back to is encouraged. I don't feel, I'm not stressed, I'm not panicked about those things because I do feel like we can continue to build. We got a little bit of a late start, I guess, on that.
So on the positives, I mean, Ezzy's development this year, her performance today, just talk about the growth you've seen out of her.
Yeah, I think she's just really starting to understand herself more, understand the game a little bit more at this level, understand when to, right? Like that's what basketball is. As he's always known how to do things, and now she's starting to see like when to do them. And it's funny because I still see so much more that she can do and grow in areas she can grow in, which is a great sign. I mean, the kid's still, what are you, 22? She's still 22. I mean, this is still, you know, this is your third year. Yeah, third year at 22. I mean, that's, you would never, I don't think somebody would walk into the gym today for the first time and think Ezzy was a 22-year-old. You know what I mean? Like now she's presenting like a mature WNBA player who knows exactly what she's doing out there. And again, I do think she can even get better. But it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch her grow these last couple of years.
Take a couple questions from the Zoom. Em Adler, go ahead, Em.
Yeah, first one for just for Sue, you know, obviously your best day from 3 of the season so far. I'm just wondering what you were feeling on the court compared to the first few games of season for you.
Your best game from 3-point range.
Oh, I mean, was it? I guess. I don't know. I feel like I missed a lot of shots that I should have made tonight. So that's a little disappointing. It is nice to see the ball go through the net though. Because obviously for me personally, I haven't really started the season off shooting well. So yeah, just gonna trying to keep building on that. You know, you can't get high with the high and low with the lows. Isn't that what they say? So I'm just trying to keep it even keel.
Gotcha. And then just for Ezzy, you know, when you played Chicago before, obviously they have a great front court. You held them in check for most of the game. I'm just wondering what kind of different problems Connecticut presents as a more back to the basket team down there.
I mean, they're just tough players. I think obviously, you know, playing against John Paul, Bree, just their post players there, you know, a tough matchup. I think we just have to kind of do better and just get, you know, early position on them and, you know, not let them seal as much. I think Sue kind of touched on it, just playing a zone. I think we just let them seal quite easily in the second quarter. So just kind of adjusting to that.
Time for more in the room.
So what do you say to your teammates after a loss like this?
Just that these games, like, you're going to have good moments and bad moments. And I think right now, some of the lulls we're experiencing we're letting these bad moments build and we're kind of letting them take away from our aggressiveness. And just that, you know, you want to go out there and play in an aggressive way because that covers up mistakes at times. But I think we're kind of, at times taking an opposite approach. So just trying to stay the course of it all. Like, it's not lip service when I say, like, I don't feel, I just don't feel, I keep coming back to the word panic, but it's like, I just don't feel that, I feel like we have enough in the locker room and we just got to start piecing it together.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll have Coach Quinn in here in just a moment. All right, Coach, why don't you just open us up with just your thoughts on today's game?
Tough loss, and I thought their offensive execution that kind of lacked last game. We scored 86, but then defensively, not as locked into. Hopefully we get a game together, offensively, defensively, but overall, it was good to have Ezzy and Sue back in the fold. Some good contributions from everyone. Connecticut is a very good team, and just understanding the energy, that level that we have to play at, and the aggressiveness and intensity level that we have to play at. I thought that we showed it today in spurts. We just have to be consistent.
We got about 10 minutes. Let's open it up. Questions here in the room?
Yeah, just the things that happened in that fourth quarter was when you guys are outscored 32 to like 19. Went into that quarter with a 6-point lead, and it just felt like the separation began, and you couldn't quite get it back.
A lot of free throws for them.
So,
Coach, there's been a couple of games that last couple of minutes, there's been a very uncharacteristic turnovers. So do you kind of attribute that to not having full rosters during these games, or what kind of has been the strategy for that the last minute or so?
Yeah, I think a couple of things that come into play. Like, obviously, this is our first game with that entire roster. And having enough practice time, I don't think this group that didn't practice together not one time really, honestly, and just going through our end of game execution, our flow and playing that's like normal in the practice cadence, whether it's the time that we've been at home, that we've been able to practice a lot. And I think just getting rhythm with one another and just kind of being a little bit more focused in those possessions.
With a full roster tonight, what did you like about different lineups that you were able to try out?
I liked Ezzy's activity. I liked that we got a lot of stuff to the rim. I think that for the past couple of games, we haven't been able to get an efficient paint point, paint touches in general. I love Sue's ability to hit some threes for us. That, we're in our normal roles. So our bench players reserves can come in and impact the game where they're used to impacting the game. I thought our energy level was great. And our overall aura was great.
Is familiarity going to build the consistency that you need?
I think so. We've started Ezzy this entire year, and she's used to come off the bench, but she's been a bright spot in that unit. And so just getting that familiarity back with, being out for a couple of games is going to happen, but it can't happen in practice. Honestly, it has to happen in games, which is tougher than we're used to. But that's kind of the only time we'll have to get it done.
do you think that you'll eventually move her back to the bench with the way she's playing?
I'm not sure. It's interesting to she showed that she's very capable in that position. And obviously we're working to rounding Sadie's back into shape, and what Ezzy can do with whatever unit she's on the floor with. I don't want to hold that back, and I think she's done a great job this year.
Do you think that the physicality between these two teams sort of reared its head, or was there something going on there?
Yeah, I think that's the MO. I think honestly, to be physical, trust, to deny, take us off the left spots. We like to play free flowing, and we're a very willing team. And with a little bit of physicality, I think there needs to just be some consistency with how the game is officiated.
when Connecticut's going on a big lineup of Brianna Jones, Jonquil Jones, AT, Joanna Bonner, was there any consideration to have Stewie as the and Mercedes or Jontel in there to kind of?
Yeah, no, because then our offense kind of takes it. And honestly, I thought we did a decent job with the team on the 8 points. And obviously had 12 assists on the side. And statistically, we look at it and see that, but I thought we kept her in front. I thought where they executed the big lineup, it was just defensively, they were able to fog it up, rotate a little bit, switch, go trap jewel, and be big in that way. But I thought we matched up decently to where, you know, really Brianna Jones was playing against our post player. And we, you know, that's a tough matchup. We struggled going down the paint.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, they hit 5 threes, 5 of their 6 that they made in the game. I believe Sue mentioned that you guys were playing a lot of zone in the fourth, and then I guess what did you see from that as far as how they were able to get over?
It was actually just one pass shot. I remember we had one other sideline. This is a team that doesn't take a lot of threes, but they are efficient in the ones that they take. And so you think about statistically how to play one and how teams have played them, teams have played one, and it's just very interesting how teams catch fire against us. But I think zone allowed us to stay just a little bit more tight off the defensively. Just a great shooter made some good shots in that stretch.
Can you talk about the toughness it takes for July to take those 2 charges in the second half?
That's just selfless, I think, and it's you know, to sacrifice your body back to back in those key moments, and it's growth too to know that we've seen that on film, and her ability to be tough in that moment. It's not easy for those players coming down there and being able to position yourself and take a charge for the team. But I thought that those were key plays for us, and just plays. Jewel makes plays like that look better.
And just being at 5-5 and to having a full roster for the first time a month into the season, just where are you guys as a team?
Oh, we're getting better. I think we're getting better. This does not sound great, right? Because it just lost, but I think just understanding one another. You guys know how important it is to have practice at training camp with your group, and this group hadn't had one together. But I think we are learning, and the thing that I always think about when going through the adversity is, I think Chicago was a blueprint. They won a championship in 15-15. So not trying to look at the record and panic by any means, but it's just encouraging to know that we don't want to be that. We don't want to be great in June. We want to be great in July.
Let me get a couple questions from Zoom. Em Adler, go ahead, Em.
Hey, Coach. First thing I just wanted to ask about, there was a run in, I think around the start of the fourth quarter where Connecticut went back to its starters, but kept in an all bench lineup. I just want to run into the process there and what fed into those sub patterns.
Yeah, I thought that also in the third quarter, I played our starters for a long time. So I trust our bench to perform. In Connecticut, they play their starters the entire game for an entire season. So to go tit for tat with them, just knowing that that's not a normal rotation, that's about it.
And then just Connecticut presented so many problems with you guys down low, just in terms of how good Bree Jones and JJ are at sealing there. I'm just wondering, with the personnel that you've had, especially in your starting lineup, what do you see as a way to move forward, but while that group, while keeping teams like Connecticut from being able to seal so close to the basket?
Yeah, it's a couple of things. Doing our work early, as opposed to just meeting her early on. I know it's easier said than done, but also post defense starts on the perimeter, pressuring the ball, not letting the entry passes be easy, and then just bringing bodies to her. Even a couple of times in the first half, we were supposed to come quick on Jones, and we didn't. So just kind of being connected with our schemes. But yeah, it's tough. I think, you know, having another post back in Ezzy can kind of eliminate a lot of other teams' big post players. But yeah, it's just the effort and being active in the 9. making it a little bit tougher for folks to get healthy.
Time for a couple more questions here.
Coach, the other day you kind of mentioned or jokingly said that you'd never gotten a technical as a coach. Tonight, the free throw disparity was 30-13. You were over there talking with the refs. How hard were you trying tonight? You tried.
Please give me one.
Better luck next time.
Just talk about the growth and development you've seen from Ezzy. Obviously, led your team in scoring tonight, and obviously coming off of being sick as well.
Yeah, I had to, I wanted to keep an eye out on her and making sure, because she was coming off from health and safety protocol that I didn't want to tax her so much early. And so I know she kind of went on a tear in that first half. I took her out just because I saw a little bit of fatigue coming, and I didn't want that to affect her at the end of the game. And then when I saw the first half, she was good. I kind of just cut her loose. But I think as is a testament to when you're happy, when you draft a young player and have the ability to just learn and grow with them in the organization and train and develop and get better. And she's, does a lot of hard work on her own. And the way she's played back home in Australia, the way she's played for the national team, it's like not a surprise that she's just blossoming. And I think she's still, the biggest difference I think this year is the confidence level in knowing our systems. And it's not by chance that she's just being so effective defensively, because she now knows where she needs to be. She knows where everybody else needs to be. Offensively, if you watch her, she's like telling other people what to do, where to go. So the knowledge of like how to play, it's coming, as well as her ability on the floor.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.